We will not be silent. We will not obey. We will not allow our government to destroy our humanity. We are the final American Revolution. See you next Independence Day.
Whatever happened to Adam Kokesh? He was a huge political YouTuber in the late 2000s and early 2010s. He was known mostly for being arrested over and over again, including for dancing. And on other occasions, smoking a fat blunt in front of the White House. I would see his content come up everywhere back then, but you never hear about him now. It's like he simply disappeared. Being accused of sexual assault might have something to do with it. Let us find out together. You guys know I'm a YouTube boomer, coming back with a hot vid on a completely irrelevant person from 10 years ago. So, Adam was an ANCAP YouTuber who believed in abolishing all government services and having all resource allocation from healthcare to military fall within the purview of the free market. In the years following the global financial crisis and 2 Ron Paul campaigns, this worldview was very popular on YouTube, in which anarcho-capitalist versus anarcho-communist debates were commonplace, and figures like Stefan Molyneux and Christopher Cantwell gained a lot of popularity. Whatever happened to Christopher Cantwell? Oh. Adam had a pretty good run in the late 2000s. He started his activism career protesting the Iraq War, having been a veteran himself who did 1 tour there. He was even scheduled to do a 2nd tour, but it was cancelled after Adam protested in his Marines uniform, which led to disciplinary action from the US military. Into the 2010s, Adam would spend a lot of time on YouTube doing his radio show Adam vs. the Man, as well as continuing to organise protests. In May 2011, Adam led a group of activists in a silent dance flash mob at the Thomas Jefferson Memorial in DC to protest a recent court ruling that forbade dancing at monuments. Park police officers aggressively arrested Adam and 4 others for demonstrating without a permit, and there was footage of him being body slammed and choked by an officer when he refused to stop dancing. Adam became very involved in the Ron Paul campaign. Ron Paul even said some pretty nice words about him. In April of 2011, RT America licensed Adam vs. the Man, retooling it into a half-hour video news program. RT, an English language network funded by the Russian government, positioned Adam as a fresh voice for youth and liberty movements, highlighting his Marine background and activism in their press release. RT is basically used by the Russian government for information warfare against the US, and often platforms quote-unquote alternative voices like conspiracy theorists and anti-government activists. Obviously, Russia has a keen interest in undermining trust in American institutions, and Adam, being an anarcho-capitalist who believed in abolishing the United States government, was a great candidate for this. During the course of the show, Adam would host a Money Bomb fundraising event for Ron Paul's 2012 election campaign. Money Bomb referring to a fundraising format in which donations are collected in a very short window, in this case 24 hours, after extremely intense advertising through emailing, flyers, and social media. Adam would also advertise this Money Bomb event on his show. Seeing RT is the state-controlled media company of a foreign government, and RT was airing Adam's show in which he endorsed a presidential candidate and was asking for donations, an FEC complaint would be filed against RT for violating the Foreign Agents Registration Act and other federal election laws prohibiting foreign nationals from contributing to US elections. This would lead to Adam vs. the Man being cancelled on RT. This wouldn't be the last controversy regarding Adam's show. Soon after, during the 2012 campaign, Adam made a remark suggesting that someone should assassinate Mitt Romney in order to help the Ron Paul campaign. In today's political landscape, making such comments is pretty normalized. It's almost a given that we wish death upon our political opponents, but in 2011, there was a much higher expectation of civility around politics.
Thank you. I have just called President Obama to congratulate him on his victory. His supporters and his campaign also deserve congratulations. I wish all of them well. but particularly the President, the First Lady, and their daughters. This is a time of great challenges for America, and I pray that the President will be successful in guiding our nation.
These comments would lead to those in Ron Paul's campaign distancing themselves from Adam. Jesse Benton, Paul's campaign manager, stated, "Mr. Kokesh is a deeply troubled individual with whom we cut off contact a long time ago. We have a very cordial and respectful relationship with Governor Romney and his campaign and reject anyone who would think or talk this way. I hope the Secret Service investigates and takes all appropriate action they find necessary." Within a year, Adam too would denounce the Ron Paul campaign, claiming that they sold out for mainstream Republican approval. And after this, Adam would continue to organize various protests. In one case, Adam would protest a law that banned swearing. The demonstration would consist of attendees swearing on the streets, leading to the law being repealed. Later, in May 2013, Adam shifted focus to drug law protests and was arrested in Philadelphia during a pro-marijuana rally. He had joined a, quote, smoke-down prohibition event and allegedly lit a marijuana joint on stage in defiance of the law. Park police took him into custody as the crowd watched. Later, Adam would claim to try and smoke another joint, this time in front of the White House, escalating his green activism. So sure enough, Adam stood in front of a bunch of cops and literally smoked tobacco, claiming it was weed. Adam seemed to be trying to hoax the event to avoid getting arrested. The reason people believe it was fake is that a mate of Adam's handed him an actual joint afterwards, saying, "This one's real," both giving away that the publicity stunt was fake, but also leading to Adam actually getting arrested anyway, although the charges would be later dropped. A detail that will become important.
I have to make sure I got
That one's real. Hey, buddy.
Okay, you two, both. Sir?
Nope. Nope. Don't do it. Don't do it. It's a plant.
Sir, would you please not touch me? I would appreciate it if you don't assault me. Sir, I would appreciate it if you leave me alone. I am being assaulted. Ladies and gentlemen, I am being assaulted by men in costumes. I have no marijuana on me whatsoever. I'm being singled out, I'm being selected, and I'm no longer going to cooperate with my own kidnapping.
No victim, no crime.
No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No victim, no crime. No.
Apparently being addicted to getting arrested, the same year Adam would organize the Open Carry March in Washington. This march was intended to be an act of civil disobedience in which a large crowd carrying loaded rifles would march into DC. Naturally, this would cause many legal concerns, leading to the march being cancelled. Still desiring to make a statement, Adam would instead upload a video to YouTube showing him loading a shotgun in DC's Freedom Plaza. The act directly defied DC gun laws, which ban open carry and possession of unregistered firearms. So as a result, a SWAT team raided Adam's Virginia home using flash grenades and helicopters. They seized the shotgun, ammunition, and drugs, including hallucinogenic mushrooms, and Adam was arrested on felony charges for drug possession while armed, plus additional DC weapons violations. In November of 2013, he pled guilty to the DC weapons and marijuana charges, receiving 2 years probation, but for his Virginia charges, Adam entered an Alford plea, which is a controversial plea in which someone maintains their innocence, but acknowledges there is enough evidence for the court to convict them. After this time, Adam would also begin a homesteading project called Homefront Battle Buddies. This project emphasized psychedelic therapy for veterans and was intended as a kind of mental health retreat. Many people would work with Adam on his homesteading project, including several women, which in the end would lead to allegations of abuse and cult dynamics. For example, in late 2016, his former fiancée, Macy Tomlin, posted a lengthy public video detailing their breakup and accusing Adam of emotional abuse during the relationship. Her account consisted of constant belittling with up to 30 criticisms daily on her productivity, appearance, or emotions. During her depression, Adam allegedly stated he preferred to jack off in parking lots because her sadness made her unattractive. A key allegation involved a commitment contract in which, during a period where Tomlin was isolated in Arizona, Adam demanded she would write out all of her faults, like not initiating sex enough and being negative and apologizing.
2 months into our relationship, Adam's behavior really started to change towards me. I went from his perfect soulmate to I was working like a slave every day. I worked for 40 hours or plus a week for him, driving him around, doing his administrative chores, and I got an allowance of $40 a week. So I wasn't paid very much, and he controlled my finances. About that time, he started to pressure me for threesomes. And I was open to that. I was open to this idea, but not so soon in the relationship when we were learning, like, about each other. And, you know, he would threaten the relationship and be like, if you're not going to let me be free, I don't want this anymore. And obviously, like, I was scared. Like, I had left everything for him. He had me right where he wanted me, under his thumb. So eventually, you know, I noticed, like, personal freedoms were starting to dissipate. Like, I wasn't able to drink coffee anymore because apparently I was hormonal. I wasn't allowed to eat sugar because it made me crazy. You know, so the gaslighting started. And I really started to believe, like, wow, you're right. Like, I was manipulated into believing, like, okay, yeah, maybe my behavior changes when I drink coffee. So I noticed, like, my diet was being controlled. My timing, like, if I wanted to sit and watch Netflix, well, is that really productive? So I was really afraid to do anything. And eventually, like, when I would start to stand up for myself and be like, no, I'm going to stand up for myself, he would threaten to leave me. And so I eventually had no voice in the relationship, exactly what he wanted. And in May, eventually he was pressuring me so for threesomes that I thought, well, maybe, you know, I need to meet those needs. So we invited some barely 18-year-old into our relationship, and it broke my fucking heart. And I watched him be intimate, more intimate than he was with me, with this girl. He didn't pay attention to me at all. And the next day I told him, like, you know, this situation really hurt me. And his response was, it's like you bought me a Ferrari for my birthday and then scratched the shit out of it.
All of these accusations led to people on Reddit raising similar concerns. A big one was the way Adam went about paying and treating his employees on his tours. Tomlin herself claimed she was only paid $40 a week for full-time work. After this, one of Adam's tour managers would come out and allege that during Adam's 2018 tours, he attempted to rape one of the staffers.
Fast forward to the Louisiana 2018 Libertarian National Convention. There was a situation that happened. It happened with Adam's inner team. I don't know if most of you know, Adam had a guy doing all of his shipping. His name was Aaron Askew. And he also had a ranch volunteer named Ashley Blackburn. Now, Ashley and Aaron were dating, were seeing each other, were together. And Adam knew this. And, you know, they've been on and off, but, you know, they're a couple. Some of you may recognize Ashley from being on tour with Adam about a year ago. She was driving the Gold Tahoe and following the tour around the country. Anyway, fast forward to the 2018 Libertarian National Convention. Aaron and Ashley were having relations in the bathroom. Adam was outside the bathroom, okay? When Aaron and Ashley got done, they opened the door, yada yada, Adam's standing right there. Aaron goes out of the bathroom, and this is all out of Ashley's mouth. Adam cornered her and made her feel very, very, very uncomfortable. To the point where, and Ashley's a strong human being. Anybody that knows Ashley knows she's a tough bitch. To the point where I personally know Ashley. I think she has PTSD from this incident. She is different now. She's scarred. She hasn't been the same. But basically, Ashley felt like she was going to get raped in that moment in time.
This allegation was very much lacking in detail. Like, they state that Adam approached and confronted someone after having sex in a bathroom, and that counts for attempted rape. Either way, you can see people in the libertarian community were beginning to turn on Adam. Adam has said he is the victim of, quote, female abuse and reputation attacks.
Dear Johnny Depp, thank you, 1,000 times thank you. From the very bottom of my heart, thank you. You are a brother to all men and a hero to all like me who have experienced abuse and reputation attacks from a woman. You have held up your ex as an example of female abuse to the world. You have overcome epic hurdles to do so. You have done so with patience, class, and grace that most of us can only hope to ever achieve.
I think by far the most controversial thing about this situation is Adam's fucking haircut. Like, I guess he has dreadlocks now. During Adam's career, he would also face many accusations of mismanaging funds. One article from a blog called The Last Bastille would document the way Adam and others had managed donations for his legal defense after his arrest for smoking marijuana. Adam used the services of a libertarian defense fund called Shield Mutual. The article claims Adam solicited over $5,000 in donations after his 2013 arrest. However, as mentioned earlier, those charges were dropped. Allegedly, the funds were never properly refunded. Adam's team would go on to claim that the funds were missing, despite Shield Mutual showing their accounting, which showed the funds had been transferred. There were also inconsistencies where Shield Mutual was raising funds for Adam, claiming he was using a public defender, while Adam would claim he was seeking an extra $10,000 in donations for private counsel. Later, Shield Mutual would even post a lengthy article stating that they had cut ties with Adam due to Adam not paying them a whole bunch of fees that he owed, which was very unusual for them to make a public statement about. In 2020, Adam would announce he was running for president and was seeking the Libertarian Party's nomination. By now, Adam had attracted many critics within his own movement. One of them was named Graham Smith, a libertarian blogger based in Japan. Graham criticized Adam mostly for inconsistencies in his anarcho-capitalist worldview, although he would also criticize him for his attempt to start his own government, as well as his management of funds during his 2020 run. After receiving many donations from his supporters, Adam would shift gears and announced that he was no longer running for president, but running for Senate. Many of his supporters felt this shift, after having received a substantial amount of donations, was misleading. Nonetheless, these articles from Graham would really get to Adam, and moreover, during Adam's campaign, Graham was sent screenshots of Adam's chief campaign strategist, Ben Farmer, trying to hire someone to stalk and harass Graham in retaliation. The screen caps read, "We have a troll and he is really fucking with our money on Steemit," Steemit being the blog site that Graham was posting on. The conversation would show Adam's chief campaign strategist basically trying to hire a Russian troll farm to harass Graham into silence.
Then the Thug for Hire says that their team of virtual assassins does not discriminate against children, implying that they aren't above targeting children, and Graham has a young son. In response to that, you see a momentary glimmer of humanity in Ben, who says that he is not comfortable with that, but then immediately says, "So just keep that to yourself," followed by a smiley face. Yeah, nothing is so funny as talking about targeting children because you don't like their parent expressing his opinions.
Seeing Adam is an anarcho-capitalist, a lot of his content on his YouTube channel was about dissolving the United States government, often using rhetoric concerning revolution. YouTube would interpret this as incitement, and in 2020, Adam would have his YouTube channel removed for hate speech. This was in the wake of a large purge of channels that year. This would force Adam to relocate to Odyssey, which naturally has a much smaller viewer base, contributing greatly to the decline of Adam's public profile. Since this time, Adam has focused mostly on his homesteading retreat and advocating for psychedelic therapies. Similarly, in 2021, Adam would be arrested again, this time for possession of psilocybin mushrooms with intent to distribute, a charge connected to his homesteading project. Despite doing some podcast appearances, Adam has mostly been relegated to a figure of 2010's libertarian activism, a movement that has largely declined, today having less than a handful of relevant figures. So this has been the story of Adam Kokesh. When I was in high school, I was a huge fan of Adam. Regardless of his views, he was extremely charismatic and likable. Back in the day, no matter if someone was left-wing or right-wing, they would have probably supported Adam and many other figures just like him, just due to the frustration at the time everyone had with the government, especially after a decade of failed wars and huge bank bailouts at taxpayers' expense. But like with every major figure in online politics, there are almost always skeletons in the closet. The types of people to climb to the top of an online movement are often very narcissistic and have dark triad traits. Their language about what is right and just is usually motivated by a more selfish desire to dominate others, to control them, and to be seen as worthy of special treatment. In Adam's case, there are only accusations, but it is a lesson in how you don't really know the people you follow on the internet, and it's never a good idea to just assume someone is virtuous because they agree with you on politics.